ASEAN Dailies. First and the foremost news from Southeast Asia.
Hey, this is Arlene.
Hi, this is Grace.
And you're listening to our ASEAN Daily. So the first news today, we want to talk about land grabbing in Southeast Asia. And a group of human rights, international human rights organization are asking for the issue regarding land grabbing to be highlighted and to be taken seriously.
That's right. So in this case, the International Federation for Human Rights, they mentioned that the governments need to strengthen the legal reforms to protect these local people from investors seeking lands for business use. So basically, all those lands are taken away from them forcefully and also without their wills.
Talking about land grabbing, a lot of people might not realize, but in countries such as Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, the countries that are part of the CLMV, usually they face a lot of land grabbing issues, and partly because this region or the Indochina region, they are I would say facing a crossroad between developing economically and also trying to protect the rights of their people, especially the peasants.
That's right. So these local peasants or those residents and also the farmers, they're of course asked to or even forced to leave their lands. And these evictions can lead to some violence and even this displacement as well. So like you mentioned about all these countries, Cambodia, Myanmar, and also one more, right? Which is Laos. These three countries are one of the countries that which can highlight when it comes to land grabbing issues. And of course that goes to the human rights, where people are just forced to leave for the betterment of the economic wise and also country, but they have to also have some kind of compensation for their lives to be taken care of.
I mean, a lot of the issue derives from the fact that the government does not really care so much on the fate of people that are living on the land that they want to commercialize. Take, for example, in Cambodia, the International Federation for Human Rights claimed that land grabbing has displaced more than, guess what, 800,000 people in Cambodia since year 2000, which is like 16 years ago.
That's right.
And the practice is so serious that they have filed a case with the International Criminal Court of Justice.
So all these issues really need to taken into consideration in order to ASEAN to become a really true one community.
ASEAN Dailies. First and the foremost news from Southeast Asia.
Hi, this is Arlene.
Hi, this is Grace.
So welcome back to our ASEAN Daily. Today's news, we are focused on the second part, which is more on the ASEAN Forum, which will be held soon in Laos. And they are calling for people to listen more to the Lao civil society.
So when it comes to civil society, Eileen, how or is the government even really paying attention to the voices of these people from this particular organization? I mean, they have their concerns, they have their issues that's been going on for a long time. But how about the communication level?
I think when it comes to the ASEAN People's Forum, it's definitely meant for civil society to be more active at the ASEAN level. But the problem is, not all civil society are by the people. Some are actually civil society that are by the government, and they might not be very open in terms of the issues that is facing by people in Southeast Asia. And in this case, what they are feeling really, insecure or uncertain is the fact that a lot of the Lao civil society, they are not able to speak out on the issues that they are facing in their own country.
That's right. And then that also regards to human rights, violations, disappearance, hydropower dams, indigenous people's right, or even LGBT issues. Those are all those issues that they have been including when it comes to, especially in Laos. But of course, they have been expressing their concerns, and some of them, even they are from Cambodia and Vietnam, and they are all brought together to discuss the matters.
I mean, take for example the most infamous case would be the disappearance of Sombat Sompon from Laos. Until now, there's no news about it, very little campaign about the issue, and of course, very little response by the government of Laos. Whereas for Southeast Asia, we are seeing that ASEAN countries' human rights situation is deteriorating at an alarming rate, especially with the rising use of military for domestic law and order.
That's right. So definitely we shouldn't forget about all these issues that's been going around. I believe that these issues need to be heard, and especially because it's going to be held in Laos, the government of Laos need to address this issue.
It's actually going to be held in Timor-Leste.
I'm sorry, Timor-Leste. Okay. But the government of Laos especially, they really need to address the issues and demands of these people, and also include this bringing this, especially Mr. Sombath, back to his family and to all the people, community, and a community of civil society.
That's true.
ASEAN Dailies. First and foremost news from Southeast Asia.
Hey, this is Arlene.
Welcome back, this is Grace.
You're still with us on our ASEAN Daily. So today we are going to also talk about what is happening in Australia, but it has some relation with Southeast Asia.
That's right. So it's regarding quite illegal stuff. I mean, is there any country in Southeast Asia it's legalized?
In terms of owning an automatic pistol?
Yes.
Actually, I have no idea. That's a good question. A majority of the Southeast Asian countries, having pistol in public is definitely illegal, including in Australia. I'm not sure all of them, but I know majority of the countries in Southeast Asia, you are not allowed to have unlicensed pistols or any other weaponry.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the recent event that happened at Jalan Setapak, right?
In Puchong.
Right? Is it?
Yeah.
So one man was shot a lot of times. And
oh, yes, Setapak,
yes.
The killings.
Yes, that's right. And it was also happened by people who were holding guns illegally. So with that, my question to is how, where, and then how is it done in terms of monitoring of holding these guns or whatever weapons they can buy?
I'm sure authorities in Southeast Asia are trying their best to ensure that ordinary people are not able to access such weaponry as easily. But the thing is, I have to go straight to Australia. What we are seeing right now is automatic pistols from Southeast Asia has been spotted on the local black market.
I see.
And they are fearing that Australian criminals might try to get their hands on them.
Right. So apparently these weapons, especially guns, they are making their way to Indonesia and Malaysia, but they are not flowing through. But about 1,800 illegal firearms and gun parts are found in Australia's mail each year, and they are mostly sent from overseas.
Oh, that's very interesting. And another report by Herald Sun that I found it intriguing because apparently Indonesia and Malaysia are awash with high quality copies of the US Colt, mostly manufactured in the backyard of the Philippines.
Oh, wow. So I'm not so sure about the relation here right now a bit among Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But these three countries, perhaps they have some black market, active black market that's been going on in these countries and have been dealing. But how can all this be restricted? Or is it not possible at all.
I think it depends on how strict Australia is. According to the Department of Immigration and Border Protection, it says that Australia has one of the world's toughest firearms regulations. So I'm sure they are doing something on this, but I'm not sure like whether they are doing enough at addressing the influx of Southeast Asian guns in the black market in Australia.
That's all from our ASEAN Daily today. Thank you for tuning into Drian ASEAN. For more updates on Southeast Asia, please go to our website at drianasean.com. If you're on the go, you can always download our TuneIn app on your mobile. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels at Drian ASEAN and Drian ASEAN TV. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram.